Some of you may have seen the article on the website or information in Matchday programmes about Michelle Mitchell. Her inspiring story has led us to get involved with her quest to promote organ donation registration. In brief, she wouldn't be here today if she hadn't had a liver transplant some 4 years ago. Our 3-part interview with her charts the story of some of what she went through and what she has gone on to achieve in the field of athletics. So I'm here today with Michelle Mitchell, and she's got an amazing story of organ donation to share with us and talk a little bit more about the whole process of organ donation. So Michelle, thanks ever so much for your time.
No, thank you.
We're going to start a little bit by talking about your transplant that you had.
Mm-hmm.
How did you know you needed a transplant? You needed a liver transplant, didn't you?
I did. You actually don't know to start with. I've always run all my life, and one day I thought, oh, do you know what, I'm taking on this quite stressful job, and we were trying to move house, and I thought I'm going to go for a run, because I hadn't run for a few weeks. And I'd been feeling quite tired as well, and just put it down to stress of work and, as you say, moving house. So I decided to go for a little run around the Grove, just for fun. And I found it really difficult. I only managed to get to the Grove, and I had to turn around and walk home, which is really unlike me. So I just put it down to experience and just thought, I'm just having a one-off bad day. So I left it a couple of days and thought, right, there we go again, put the trainers on, get the kit on, let's go for a run up the road. I was quite relaxed, and I only made it to the end of the road. I then realised that something was probably quite wrong with me, because as a runner, I knew my body fairly well, I knew how it could perform. So I came back really short of breath, and I thought, I'm going to go and see my GP. And I hadn't seen my GP for years, so he was quite surprised to see me. And he immediately, I had a brilliant GP, he immediately sent me for some blood tests. The next day he phoned me up to say, your cholesterol is seriously high. We actually think we might have the wrong person because it's that high. He said, and we do make mistakes. So he said, tomorrow morning, he said, can you come down and have another fasting blood test? And I did, and the next day it came back even higher. So that really was what started the whole, sending me off to see different consultants and different experts. They treated me for a heart problem to start with. And then they realised that my liver wasn't functioning the way it should. And that's when it all really started.
And once they realised that you needed a liver transplant, how long did that wait take, that process?
Well, I went to Ipswich Hospital to see the liver consultant, and he didn't at that stage say that I would need a liver transplant. It took a good couple of months and a few more blood tests. And my final blood test that I did actually have, they actually said that I think we need to send you to Adam Brooks because you are deteriorating very quickly. And this was over a few months. I went to Adam Brooks and saw one of the top consultants up there, and he said, eventually, and it could be 10 years, it could be 20 years, it could be 5 years, you're going to need a liver transplant. And at that stage, I was like, okay, that's not going to happen to me, I'll recover. But within months, I deteriorated very quickly. So the whole process, from seeing a lot of specialists, to first being diagnosed, to seeing a lot of specialists, that was only less than a year before I had the transplant.
Yeah, okay.
I deteriorated very quickly.
Yes, yeah. So how bad did it get?
Oh, it got desperate. When it's actually happening to you, you don't realise how ill you are. It's when people were coming to visit me in hospital, and you could see the look on their faces. It was just, you looked at people. People were even coming into the ward that seen other people in the ward and staring at me. So I went to under 5 stone.
Wow.
So I was bright yellow. My eyes were, the whites of my eyes were totally yellow. I was so thin. Actually, when I got out of bed, I actually joked as though I looked like an alien, which it wasn't funny, but you have to put a light-hearted view on it. I was I was fed through a drip from my nose, and also intravenously fed with food because my liver was just starving me. Just to have a shower in the hospital was just, I had to be virtually my arm wrapped up in cling film and around my waist, and just little things like that. One day I went into the shower by myself, and there was a big mirror on the wall, and I was wrapped in like bags to cover up all the drips, different bits and bobs, and I couldn't get my head wet. But I wanted to do the shower myself, and I turned round sort of quickly and saw what I thought was a poster. I thought, God, for anorexia. I thought it was just, it was a split second. It wasn't, I studied it. I thought, gosh, that girl looks really poor. She must have anorexia. And it was me. You could see all my ribs and my spine was all poking out of the back. My legs, as my husband having runner's legs, they were just like bits of string.
Yeah.
And that brought it home to me a little bit.
God, it must have done.
But I managed. They said I could go home and wait for my transplant. I pleaded with them to go home, so I could just wait for my transplant at home, and they let me do that. But that was quite a shock as well, leaving hospital, and poor Mitch having to look after me. He had to carry me to bed because I wasn't strong enough to actually walk up the stairs.
Goodness, wow.
I was only at home 3 weeks, lucky enough, before one evening, and I say it's a Sunday evening, but Mitch argues with me. One evening, the phone rang about 11 o'clock at night. My daughter was here, and we all looked at each other. You know, your landline doesn't ring 11 o'clock at night. Which I think we need to answer that. I think we know what's going to happen. And it was Adam Brooks on the phone to say that I needed to come into hospital, and they think they'd found a match.
Right.
And that was very traumatic.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of things going on in your mind. So we got in the car and drove to Adam Brooks, and Mitch and I didn't really say very much to each other because everything had been said, and we'd had some time. And there's lots of thoughts going through your mind, because somebody to donate their liver, they've died. It's not like a kidney.
No.
So in the back of your mind, you know there's a family that's lost somebody.
Absolutely, yeah.
But you have to try and move on. You know?
Yeah.
We turned up at Adam Brooks, and I was expecting it to be all singing and dancing, but it wasn't. Adam Brooks is a well-oiled machine. That hospital knew what was going on.
Yeah.
I was greeted by a consultant and a couple of nurses, and then it was all very dramatic.
Yeah, okay. And then from there, it was a question of you having the transplant and recovering.
Yeah.
And so in the next video clip, we'll talk a little bit about how that recovery took place.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.